Hi, Shauna here. So, this is lesson two. And in this lesson, we are going to explain the incongruencies of what you were seeking in a romantic partner and what you actually chose, what you settled for, in essence. So, when we're talking about this topic, we're talking about when we are a child, we expect to be loved unconditionally. And that is the role of our parents, right? When we're loved unconditionally, we get the support that we need, we get the nurturing that we need, the stable, loving, supportive environment that everybody deserves from the moment they take their first breath, right? In this lesson, we are going to talk about, and it goes back to the Rediscovering You course, where we go down the list of what we want. Generally speaking, we want it all, right? Deep down, we deserve to have everything that we want. And what we deserve is unconditional love, unconditional support, the abundance of stability, the infinite stability. We don't want to have to worry about being homeless. We don't have to worry about having to up and relocate the family because we couldn't pay the rent, or losing our homes to foreclosure. We want divine love and guidance from our vibe tribe. That's what I call it, our vibe tribe. We want infinite prosperity, right? That's what everybody wants. So going down the list of unconditional love, I'll just pull a few out. That means affection, emotional intelligence, communication, commitment, friendship, devotion, loyalty, community, compassion, empathy, understanding, of course, passion when we're older, or passionate about what we love, our internal gifts. If you're passionate about art and you're a teenager, that would be very, very passionate. As an adult, you want a sexual connection, you want joy, you want peace, you want a beautiful bond in your family unit, you want balanced finances, gratitude. And obviously, as you get older and you start your own family, you want to leave a legacy that goes on for centuries and centuries, hopefully, right? Unconditional support would be friendship, social acceptance, balanced finances, emotional support from your peers, devotion and loyalty from your peers, community, empathy, understanding, communication, affection, compassion, peace, respect, honor, mentorship, family unit within peers, and of course, legacy, right? The stability part would be balanced finances, friendship. You don't want to have to give to one friend more than they give to you. And that could be in a romantic relationship as well. You don't want to give more to the relationship than the other person gives back, right? That's not balanced. So, emotional stability, joy, peace. You want your relationship, in your stable relationships, all of your vibe tribe, if you will, family and peer groups, to bring you peace when you're in their environment. You don't want to walk on eggshells worrying about what they think. You don't need validation from external sources to make you feel at peace in just being who you are, right? Anything other than that is toxic. That's just hands down. Anything other than that is toxic. If you can't be yourself around your peers, it's time to find another tribe, right? Because you're not vibing with them. And I'm going to talk about that in real detail very soon. So you want the same loyalty you give your peers, you expect it in return, right? No imbalance in loyalty. If your friend, for example, gets into a huge fight with some acquaintances and they expect you to have their back, even if it means that you're going to lose a couple of acquaintances or potential friends or even potential romantic partners by doing so, you do it. But when the time comes where it's time for you, your friend to step up and have your back on the same situation, they don't do it. That's not balanced. That's highly toxic. Okay. So you want balance, loyalty, devotion, compassion, empathy, respect. Obviously, you want faithful partners in your romantic life, even faithful peers, right? An unfaithful peer is the person in your close-knit group of friends that gossips about you, that tells if you confided in them about a secret, something that was bothering you, something personal to you, and everybody in your friends group knows, and you only told one person, so how does everybody know? That is being unfaithful to your friends, right? So loyalty and obviously legacy, right? And then guidance, it's the same thing all the way across the board. Everything is the same. In the columns, you'll see the trend that all of the words are the same: unconditional love, unconditional support, stability, guidance, and prosperity. Everybody wants the words that I just shouted out in every relationship. Anything other than that, you're lying to yourself. If you are accepting anything other than these words, you are settling, because you deserve far, far more than what you are allowing, what you're choosing. I'll give you another example, real life example. You are in a marriage with your spouse, and the spouse, however they grew up, they were put on a cycle that they believe that one of the two adults in the home would be the one to be the breadwinner and pay all the bills, where the other one doesn't really have to pull their weight. Okay. And in some situations, it was the mom decided that she was going to be a stay-at-home mom and her career was in the home. And the husband was the worker, right? And brought home the money to pay the bills and support the family unit, right? Well, in an imbalanced situation, if that was not the agreement and you find yourself paying all the bills in your home, and the arguments and the tension starts increasing between you and your spouse, it doesn't matter what sex you are, between you and your spouse, about how they're not giving you their check, or if they make a check, it's their money, but your money is our money, right? That's not balanced. And it's very, very toxic. And you're not loving yourself if that wasn't the agreement and that's still what you're tolerating, right? So I was asked by a friend of mine this morning, actually, to post a new video on Keeping It Real with Shauna. It's usually 3 minutes or less video where I use sarcasm and curse words to express the truth on certain topics. This individual asked me to do one on this topic because she has always paid all the bills and it was not the agreement. So it's financial abuse in this scenario, okay? If it wasn't agreed to that one person pay all the bills and the other person gets to keep their money, highly likely that would have been agreed to, unlikely that would have been agreed to. But if that is the case in your family dynamic and you feel your anger and resentment building for that dynamic, then you are settling for it. You're not speaking your truth. You're not standing up for what you deserve. And I'm sorry, if you are in a situation where if you decided to leave your spouse right now because of this financial abuse, you are the only one working, and you're in a situation where if you left, you wouldn't have any money, you're allowing it. And you're creating a situation that will keep you stuck. The power and control behind that abuse is that your spouse understands that as long as they keep you in this stuck mud, if you will, you won't leave, because they know you have the ability to if you put your foot down and only paid half the bills. But then there's the trap. If you don't pay the other half of the bills, then your credit gets ruined, right? That's the trap. And that is power and control. Absolutely. And you need to become empowered to change that situation by choosing you and loving yourself first. Self-love 101 is choosing you in this dynamic. Okay. So that is the deep down nuts and bolts of self-love lesson 2. I want you to take some time and go through. I will post this slide that I did from Rediscovering You with this chart in it of the 5 columns. And I want you to just do one for yourself. Rediscovering You is a free course. Please jump on over to that course and take a look at it. If you took that course before taking this one, you exactly know what I'm talking about. But any particular one of these examples, any of these words can be used to determine if you are settling for less than you deserve. If your spouse is a cheater and you won't leave for one reason or the other, that is sexual abuse. If they're withholding sex from your relationship, it's abusive because they're getting it from somebody else, and that's emotional abuse. That's emotionally abusive. That you are stuck in a marriage or a situation where, you know, especially if you have children, where you feel like you can't leave because you're stuck with all of the bills. Your income is creating the stability for the children that you are so, as a good parent and a role model, you are so passionate about creating. Well, that person, the toxic person that is being abusive, does not need to be in the circle of trust for you to continue to create that stability for your children. I'm here to tell you, that's just it's a lie your ego is telling you to keep you safe from the fear you have of making the changes that you need to make to choose you. The other lie your ego is telling you is, for some reason, when you were a child, your parents did not teach you that you were worth having balanced relationships, balance in finances, balanced in emotional, physical security and safety. Your parents taught you, parents, singular or plural, taught you somewhere down the line that you should be fully accepting of less than you deserve. Maybe you watched your mom do it with a narcissistic father, or maybe you watched your father do it with an alcoholic mother. Somewhere down the line, I assure you, you watched your parents, and then your parents taught you indirectly to accept it. And that is the whole purpose of this course. It's a cycle, and that is where we are going to break the cycle. Okay, so lesson 3 is analyzing your personality type through the Myers-Briggs assessment. And we are going to find out why, and you can't really find out why your ex, why you weren't compatible. There's no reason to look back, right? Let's find out your personality, what personality type would you be more compatible with? We're not going to look backwards and ask some ex-boyfriend or ex-husband to take a Myers-Briggs personality test. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is getting a thorough understanding of yourself, so you know how, from this point forward, so you know how to love yourself, right? If you understand who you are and why you're here and what you want out of life, then you will never stop. Like, never stop. You'll become a brand new person. The second you go on the journey to heal, you will never look back, because you'll already feel just alive again. And you'll see the wrinkles just disappear from your face if you are over 30. Okay? So we're going to analyze your personality in lesson 3, and I'll see you over there. Okay, bye.